speaking of, people doing racist agitprop, Elon Musk. Okay, before, I've always said that I believe that billionaires should be outlawed. You should not be allowed to accumulate more than $1 billion of wealth. But I think, unfortunately, I now have to amend that. I have to amend it to say, I also don't believe that we should allow $1 trillion of wealth because, baby, we got our first trillionaire in the world. Oh, sorry. Let me get back to Frank Blob real quick. Ireland is not America. Ireland has been taken advantage of by immigrants. Where they come from is different than us. They don't respect us. I'm sorry, but you're just saying the exact same talking points I hear all the time in America. And I don't agree with them over here either. We also have our own form of, like racist agitprop towards immigrants, and it's exactly what I just said. It's not like nobody, like, by the way, America has recently completely shut off immigration. I don't know if you know this, like, according to the government, and I don't know if I trust their numbers 100%, but they say that we have net zero migration right now. And guess what? Everybody's life still fucking sucks. Everything's too expensive. Nobody can pay for anything. You break your bone and you go bankrupt. Like, everything still sucks in America after we got to net zero migration. I assure you, if you did the same thing in Ireland, if you're actually from Ireland, it would be the exact same. Okay. So I'm really, look, I'm not trying to attack you. Okay. I understand, especially when we've all been propagandized a lot towards, people who are different than us, like, coming into our neighborhoods. Like, this is an active propaganda campaign by people in power to make us fearful of others, okay, to keep us fighting each other. I'm not trying to, like, attack you or anything here. I just want you to understand that your ideology is not going to improve anybody's life. If you move to the logical conclusion of what you want in terms of, like, I don't know, kicking out all of the immigrants or whatever from your country, it's not going to improve your life at all. It's not going to improve your neighbor's life at all. You need to actually fix the underlying systems to do that. And we can all live in, like, relative harmony with each other, if we're not being forced at each other's throats all the time, in my personal opinion. Anyway, sorry, Frank Blob. I got to move on to SpaceX. So, like I was saying, I personally, I do not believe that billionaires should be allowed to exist. Okay. I think that we should tax them all to oblivion. And one of the main reasons that I believe that is because they get, by accumulating so much wealth, by accumulating so much power, they are able to be a corrosive influence on both just the natural public, as we saw with Elon Musk's, agitation of these Belfast riots, and obviously on our politics as well. They are able to buy our politicians. They are able to manipulate our markets so that they can profit more, and so that workers don't get a fair share. They can, basically, as we saw with the Epstein files, they can get away with whatever the fuck they want. And so that's the main reason. But also, I'm a petty ass bitch as well, and that they have done so much. They have been so corrosive on our society for so long that I just want to take it just to take it. I've also always said that it would be better to take all of their money and just burn it, like, not even do anything with it. It would be better to just take all of their money and just burn it than allow them to have it. And yes, and now I think that if we ever do that now, it's gonna be a long fire, because Elon Musk is officially, I think, a trillionaire, and SpaceX is now IPO. It is now a publicly traded company. So let's go ahead and watch this video. Let's try to figure out what's going on with SpaceX. And the stocks, it looks like, last time I heard, the stocks are still, people are still buying them. The stock price is still going up, which wasn't unexpected, I think. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch this.
He was already the world's richest man, but now Elon Musk can claim a new title, world's first trillionaire. His company, SpaceX, began trading on the NASDAQ today, already raising a whopping $75 billion for its initial public offering. That is the largest IPO in history. And this was Musk just this morning.
It's certainly hard to believe that a little company that started in a warehouse in El Segundo
shut
is
up.
now
just a little tiny small business made by the world's richest person. Like what? just started in a garage, start building rockets in a garage, and just a little tiny plucky young company funded and paid for by the world's richest man. Like what are you talking about?
is now going public for with the largest IPO that ever. And let me tell you,
and still, nobody has ever told me, how on earth will this ever be profitable? I don't get it. The only part of the business that could be profitable is Starlink. Everything else is going to be a money pit indefinitely. Like they're not going to be able to create like this futuristic space technology that is going to somehow like, I don't know, produce wealth or money of any sort. What are they going to do up there? Like if they do create like more space stations, how is that going to make money, right? What productive goods are they going to make? Like I literally cannot even fathom. Like they're not going to build anything on the moon. They're not going to build anything on Mars. Like at least not for decades. If not centuries. Like I literally, nobody has ever told me how this company will ever become profitable.
people had told me this was gonna happen, I was like, man, you must be smoking some really good crack, because I think this company's gonna fail.
It is a deal that not only dramatically expands Musk's wealth, but also expand his reach into pivotal sectors of the global economy, including artificial intelligence. MS Now's Will McDuffie is live for us at the NASDAQ, and Sarah Freer is managing editor for technology coverage at Bloomberg. Welcome to you both. Will, take us inside of this IPO launch, what it all means for the company and Musk.
Well, Alex, it was highly anticipated in no small part because of the uncertainty around it. Experts weren't sure exactly how this stock was going to fare on the open market, and so far we've seen it surge well past its IPO price, which has been, I think, received well by a lot of the folks who we saw out here before 9.
Yeah, I mean, on the initial hype, I'm not necessarily that surprised. I am curious, I guess it's pointless to do multiple days at this point. I am curious, though, how, if it will maintain this or if it will, fall back down. My inkling is that it will fall back down some, but it will probably still be, overvalued. I think that, there are no market fundamentals anymore. Nobody cares about actual like future profitability or anything along those lines. They straight up just, they believe that they believe that number will go up, and so therefore they invest in it. It's really, I think, relatively similar to crypto or NFTs or whatever, right? Where there's not really that much of an underlying asset. At least with this, there is an actual company that is doing things. So there is like a actual, underlying asset to some extent. But I think that it's going to be overvalued significantly, just like, Tesla or various other tech stocks are.
9:30 this morning in support of Musk and SpaceX, and a lot of people were actually tourists who just happened to stop by and see the crowds, and they obviously know who Elon Musk is, and so they were interested in this. But the NASDAQ even reportedly took unusual steps to prepare for today. I mean, according to the Wall Street Journal, they held mock openings just to make sure things went smoothly today. And look, the stock price, as I said, has gone up, which has officially made Musk a trillionaire. And we spoke to some of those people this morning about that. Take a listen. He's going to become the world's first trillionaire, probably. I mean, is any concern about that or no?
I think it is probably interesting that we are, I didn't expect to see that so early in my lifetime. But yeah, I don't know if I have don't know if I have commentary on whether or not that's like morally good, but it's not.
It's not morally good. It is immoral and it's unsustainable. As people's lives get worse, God, Americans are so fucking brain broken that they believe that one day they will be that trillionaire or whatever. Still, somehow they still do. A lot of people are starting to wake up to some extent, but until as these contradictions get worse and worse, as there's more people on the street, more people who are homeless, more people being bankrupted by medical debt, more people unable to afford any sort of real livelihood or whatever, right? As this continues, the contradictions are going to worsen until it reaches a boiling point, at which point we need a way, we need somebody to just come in and seize all these people's wealth. That's what I want. I want a Bernie or whoever style Democrat to come. It would have to be a Democrat. No Republicans are going to do what I'm about to say, but to day one come in and be like, we are seizing all wealth over $1 billion from everybody. Day one, it is officially the American government's. There's nothing you can do about it. We are taking it. We are seizing it. Day two, we are going to punish all of these people for being traitors against the American people. Whatever punishment they deem fit, whatever punishment that will be it, being locked up forever, being, state execution, whatever, I don't really care. However, day two, they all get, thrown in jail at the very least. And then we can maybe start the process of healing. And then, day three, we start using all of that money, hopefully, to improve people's lives. And I think that, it would obviously that would have ramifications. I'm not going to say that it wouldn't have ramifications in terms of international relations, international politics, but these people need to be punished. So I say go for it. We're America. We got the strongest military in the world. If people get upset by it, if the international capitalists get upset by it, then, so be it. I don't think they can do anything about it.
It's surprising that it's him, I guess, of people it was going to happen to.
He did all by himself, no? If you're jealous because...
Also, America is, America is currently the holder of all of this wealth, all of this money, everybody's international money as well. So we have ungodly amounts of leverage against a lot of these people too. So if they, if the international capitalists get angry at us for doing so, we have options for that too.
Somebody's successful, you should try to work as well. As hard.
I think there is no one else doing it like Elon Musk.
Wait, sorry, I gotta hear this again.
It's not surprising that it's him, I guess, of people it was going to happen to.
He did all by himself, no?
No, he didn't. Shut the fuck up.
Because somebody's
he was born into immense wealth. What are you talking about? He did not do it all by himself. He bought Tesla from somebody else and just is an owner. He's never done anything. He has never developed anything. He is not an engineer. He has never developed fucking anything. He is he is straight up just a capital owner. He is no different than the owners of I don't know, Warren Buffett or whatever, right? That's all he is. He's just a capital owner. He has never done fucking anything for these companies.
Successful, you should try to work as well. As hard.
I think
nobody works hard enough to be $1 billion. Teachers work harder than Elon Musk. What are we saying? The average teacher, the average nurse, the average fucking Uber driver works harder than Elon Musk. They are not paid $1 trillion for that. They are not paid $1 billion for that. They barely scrape by for working harder than Elon Musk. What are they talking about?
No one else doing it like Elon Musk, and if I can be invested in Elon, then I'm here for it, and I'm going to invest in Elon.
Fucking crypto bros, dude.
Now, this was a long time coming for Musk. He said for the last 10 years, people have encouraged him to take SpaceX public. Now is finally the right time, he said, because of all the investments that are on the horizon for his company, including more satellites in space, data centers in space. He said he needs all the capital he can get. Alex?
I got to say, walking to work, it was pretty cool. I was walking by those huge jumbotrons and all those people. I have pictures of Starlink, of SpaceX, of X posted. So it's an exciting time. That said, Sarah, Bloomberg looked at some of the things that Musk could do with all this new money. And the examples include fund 68 U.S. election cycles or buy every car maker in the U.S., Europe, and Japan. I mean, how much power does this give him in the U.S. and worldwide after everything we saw him do during the early days of the Trump administration?
You know, this IPO is really a referendum on Musk himself and how much you believe in him and his ability to build something out of hope, out of an idea. And while he's done it before, you know, the stakes here are so much higher. This is an IPO this is a company that is already so integrated with the U.S. economy, with the U.S. government. You know, this is the only way really that U.S. astronauts get to space. This is a company that is turning into not just a space company, but an AI company and a whole.
Yeah, that's another problem, obviously, is that the government is going to feel forced and obligated to prop up this company. So, like, I don't know, like it similar to a lot of our other tech stocks and stuff. Like, if they ever, you know, if there's ever a crash and these companies have to, you know, get brought back down to reality, like to their real, actual, you know, fundamental value or whatever, the government's probably going to step in and prop them up, which is only sustainable for so long. It's like we keep doing all these like band-aids on band-aids on band-aids on band-aids. Eventually it all just collapses if you just keep, if that's how you, you know, if that's how you fix your problem. Same with like the financial collapse in 2008 due to like the mortgages and stuff. We just bailed the banks out, right? We just bailed them out, another band-aid, as opposed to making them be punished for their punishing them for their crimes, right? The government just bailed them out, and that was that. And then so we put that band-aid on, and then, you know, we just keep doing that over and over and over again. And, you know, like I always say, it works until it doesn't. One day it will stop working, and all of this will come tumbling down, I believe.
A whole lot in the prospectus is about that possibility. And Musk has 84% of the voting control. He cannot really be challenged in this role.
But what is it about Musk that investors feel confident about when his company SpaceX actually has a track record of losing billions of dollars? And explain how viewers may not be aware they could be shareholders in SpaceX via their retirement funds.
You know, it is so integrated into the market because of how big it is. Even if you are not a shareholder in SpaceX, we have SpaceX entanglements with Google, with NVIDIA, with Anthropic, with all of these other companies that are a large part of our economy, and certainly with the U.S. government. So, yeah, whether you like it or not, you are invested in this company now, probably in some way. And Elon Musk, is painting this vision of the future. You're right; they have upwards of $4 billion a quarter that they lose. This is not a profitable.
Yeah, here's the problem is that they only believe in it. They don't believe in it even because of Elon Musk, right? I think nobody except for like, you know, dumbass crypto bros or whatever actually believes that Elon Musk is particularly talented, okay? Nobody who has a brain, nobody, like I think 90% of these investors don't believe that that Elon Musk is particularly talented when it comes to building a business or something, right? Or that like this will actually become profitable. But I think that they do believe that the brand of Elon Musk is something that like has become something that's too big to fail, and so that it's always a good investment because it will never fail because that's just like how it is or whatever. Like it's like I don't know. They are more invested in just this like idea that they have all collectively agreed upon that nothing Elon Musk touches will ever be a failure or whatever. And so far, you know, they've been proven relatively right. But it's not because he's talented. It's not because his businesses do well. It's strictly just because people just keep investing. Like investors believe that other people are going to invest, and so they invest. It's it's like circular.
Company, they have not really, this is why they needed to go public, because they need all of this money to fund their AI ambitions. And if you look at what they say their total addressable market is, I have the number here. They say it's upwards of 28.5 trillion. That is an unfathomable number, and most of that is the idea that they can sell AI to businesses. But that is it is very early business for SpaceX through their XAI acquisition. They really haven't proven that out, and it's very competitive with two other major companies that we'll see go to market in the next couple of years.
Yeah, among them Anthropic, that's for sure. Okay, Sarah and Will, thank you both so much.
God, we're straight up turning into like the dystopian society from Alien. Like, that's what it feels like. Except we're never going to actually get any sort of space travel. It's never going to happen, man. I personally, I believe it's impossible. It's impossible to do any sort of expansion beyond Earth under capitalist organization of society. I think that the only way to do it would be to advance past the point of capitalism. But that might be a while. So let's go ahead and read this real quick. It's kind of related. So we just kind of were watching a video about Elon Musk and the SpaceX IPO. And so this is another one from 2025, from Pew Research Center. Economic inequality seen as major challenge around the world. Most say rich people's political influence is a big contributing factor. I think this is also accelerating as well in the modern era. But a new Pew Research Center survey of 36 nations finds widespread public concern about economic inequality. And when asked what leads to this inequality, most people across the country surveyed point to the intersection of wealth and politics. Median percent who say the gap between the rich and the poor is a blank in their country. Very big problem is 54%. Moderately big problem is 30%. That's 84% of the public, by the way. That was in 2025. I bet those numbers are way higher now. And most say political influence of the rich is a major cause. Median percent who say rich people having too much political influence leads to economic inequality, blank in their country. A great deal, 60%, a fair amount, 26%. Again, that's 86% of people think it's a problem, with 60% thinking it's a huge problem. Let's see. The survey conducted in spring 2024 also finds deep global anxieties about the economic future and strong desire for economic reform. A median of 57% of adults across the nations polled expect children in their country to be worse off financially than their parents when they grow up. The view is particularly widespread in several high-income nations, including Australia, Canada, France, Italy, Japan, Spain, the UK, and the US. Spain... let me see. Okay. Gotcha. I was like, I think these are all, heavily capitalist countries. I think generally it comes down to how advanced, like how advanced into the project of capitalism your society is, honestly, if I had to guess. Like, the further along in that process, generally speaking, I think the worse you're gonna like or think about it. Globally, most think children will be worse off financially than their parents. Yeah, there's all of those numbers. I'm not going to read this whole thing just because I just want to look at the graphs. In most countries surveyed, majorities say economic system needs major changes or complete reform. This time, minor changes on the left, complete reform is in the middle. That's weird. And it's a part. I guess it's being a part of the major changes. I would have put it on the end, I feel like, but okay. So in America, you got 20% think complete reform, 46% major changes. But yeah, I'm curious how this has changed over time as well. Political influence of the rich seen as top contributor to economic inequality. Rich people have too much political influence. Okay, so rich people have too much political influence. Not too much, not at all is 12%. A great deal is 60%. A fair amount is 26%. Problem with our education system. I just talked about Bill Gates the other day and how he's like single-handedly basically destroyed American public education. So 19% say not too much, 48% say a great deal, 33% say a fair amount. That some people work harder than others. 23% say not too much, 40% a great deal, 33% a fair amount. That some people are born with more opportunities than others. Each of the following leads to median percent who say each of the following leads to economic equality. So these are people who say that these things lead to economic inequality. So 23, 39, 36. Robots and computers doing work previously done by humans. 34 say not too much, not at all. 31%. That's kind of the lower, one of the lower ones, I guess. Discrimination against racial or ethnic minorities leads to each of the following leads to economic inequality. Discrimination against racial or ethnic minorities. 33% say not that much. 30% say a great deal, and 34% say a fair amount. Let's see. Gap between rich and poor is among several forms of inequality seen as problematic across 36 countries. Okay, small problem, not at all, 16%. Very big problem, 54. So these are just people's like opinions on it, I guess. But it is, I think, good to know. Let's look at this ideological one. People on the ideological left more likely than those on the right to see economic inequality as a problem. Yeah, no shit. You didn't need that to tell you. I could have told you that. Let's see. Left is at 76%. Right is at 30%. Yeah, that's because the right are cattle, man. They're cows. They just like follow. They follow whatever fucking person with wealth is right in front of them. They just like see somebody with wealth and they're like, I must follow. I am a follower. I must follow. Like that's just the general nature of the at least of the American conservative, but probably of most conservatives, is they need somebody to like follow behind because they're definitionally just kind of like, I don't know, just kind of cattle, man. They will consistently vote to destroy their own economic upward mobility, because a rich person, a rich person has told them, like Elon Musk has told them that's the problem, right? So, but anyway, yeah, it's pretty consistent across the board, and that's a pretty obvious thing that the left understands this issue a lot better than the right. And this last one is how people in middle and high income nations view economic inequality. The gap between the rich and the poor, median percent of who say blank is a very big problem in their country. The gap between the rich and the poor, 62% and 48%. So 62% of middle income, 48% of high income. So even high income people are starting to say it's a problem. Median percent who say blank leads to economic inequality a great deal in their country. Rich people have too much political influence. 63% say of middle income and 53% of high income. Median percent who say when children in their country grow up, they will be better off financially than their parents. 44% middle income, 26% high income. So there you go. There's some stats on what the people of the world think about wealth inequality.